Kropotkin and Bookchin's heavenly chat. Scene: a cozy corner of an anarchist-friendly afterlife lounge, all fluffy clouds and mutual aid vibes. Peter Kropotkin, with his iconic bushy beard, and Murray Bookchin, sporting a mischievous grin, are sprawled on a couch woven from recycled starlight. A celestial YouTube knockoff plays a grainy 1959 Mike Wallace interview with Ayn Rand, and the two are in high spirits, sipping ethereal tea that smells faintly of solidarity, ready to roast and reforge her ideas with love and wit. Kropotkin wiping a tear of laughter. Oh, Murray, did you see Mike Wallace's face when Ayn declared selfishness a virtue, like he'd bitten a lemon blessed by the Pope? That cross necklace was glowing with disapproval, like it was texting God for backup. Bookchin snorting. Yeah, Pete. Wallace was trying so hard to stay polite, but you could tell he thought, this woman's gonna tank civilization. That cross was his moral armor. Probably hoped it'd ward off her greed as good vibes. But give Ayn her due. She's got guts. Going on TV to say, forget charity, chase your bliss? That's bold. Kropotkin, I'll tip my hat to her nerve. She's a libertarian in her own way, loves freedom, hates the state meddling. That's not far from us. But her every man for himself shtick? It's liberty stripped of community, dressed in a suit made of dollar bills. She'd probably demand her own private cloud up here. Bookchin nodding, exactly. She fetishizes the lone genius, Howard Rourke building skyscrapers while everyone else is scenery. It's libertarianism for CEOs. Where's the social? We're in this collective heaven, and she'd be gating off her cloud charging angels rent. Kropotkin chuckling with a gold-plated nameplate. But she's onto something with her distrust of power. Her beef with government overreach? Spot on, the state's a leech on the commons. Problem is she swaps one tyrant for another, crowning the capitalist. Go forth and profit, she says, as if markets don't breed their own hierarchies. Bookchin, don't get me started on markets. She treats them like a sacred oracle. The market decides, like it's not rigged by the deepest pockets. I liked her fire, though. When Wallace asked about altruism, she didn't flinch. Altruism's a trap. I half agree. Forced sacrifice is nonsense. But she swings too far, acting like helping your neighbor betrays your soul. Kropotkin, precisely. She mistakes mutual aid for servitude. I spent my life showing cooperations baked into nature. Ants, bees, us bearded revolutionaries. Helping isn't weakness, it's how we thrive. I'd say my bread-baking collectives are suckers needing dough for free. What's one thing you'd keep from her, Murray? Bookchin stroking his chin, her insistence on reason, thinking for yourself? No dogma. That's gold. We anarchists need it. No sacred cows, not even ours. But reason's not enough. Pair her with empathy, ecology. Her world's steel and concrete. Where's the soil, the rivers, the people? You, Pete? Kropotkin, her clarity of purpose, she's unapologetic, shouts what she stands for. We could use that boldness, but I'd ditch the isolation. Liberty's not standing alone on a mountaintop. It's standing with others, building better. She'd call my communes a moocher's paradise. Bookchin laughing, she'd write a 1,200-page novel about a loner blowing up your commune for aesthetic integrity. But Wallace was sly, kept hitting her with what about the poor? You could see her bristle. She wasn't buying his moralizing. That cross, though, like he's signaling, I'm Team Jesus, not Team Atlas, shrugged. Kropotkin, poor Mike, caught between duty and Sunday school. I bet he prayed for her soul after. But he pushed her to explain, which I respect. I'd ask Ayn, what happens when your supermen clash? When their selfish dreams collide? She'd say the market sorts it, but power fills the vacuum. Bookchin, her world's a cage match with extra steps. I'd tell her to zoom out, think ecosystems, not egos. A society's like a forest. Every tree's unique but connected, sharing nutrients. Her version's trees fighting for sunlight till one stands. That's not freedom, it's monoculture. She'd be fun to debate, though. Chain-smoking, glaring like we're collectivist heathens. Kropotkin grinning, she'd call us parasites of the spirit and storm to her cloud. I'd invite her back for tea, maybe slip in some mutual aid. Wallace be scribbling notes. Is community a sin? Let's dream. Where could Ayn's ideas evolve if she listened? Scene change, the lounge glows with a rebellious shimmer. Kropotkin's twirling his beard, Bookchin's doodling a decentralized commune on a stardust napkin. Their laughter echoes as they dive deeper. Kropotkin, her freedom's a ship with no crew. All captain, no comrades. I'd nudge her to see liberty grows in community. Imagine her tycoon sitting with workers, not lording over them. Same drive, aimed at a common good. Bookchin, she'd say cooperation's compromise. I'd tell her, keep your spark kind, but light a fire together. My social ecology's a web. People, nature, all linked. Swap her capitalism for power spread out, not hoarded by the richest. Kropotkin, she'd say, Peter, you're stealing my soul with webs. Her objectivism's a cathedral to the self. Fine, worship reason, but it leads to mutual aid. What if her John Galt rebuilt a town, not just saved himself? Same swagger, less sociopathy. Bookchin cackling, sociopathy's the word. Her heroes rather burn a village than share a sandwich. Redirect that. Plug her innovation into co-ops designing solar grids, communities running factories. She'd still want a corner office. Kropotkin with gold trim. Wallace kept circling society's needs, fishing for duty. That cross was winking. I'm team normal. Ayn wasn't buying it. She'd chew glass before bowing to the collective. Bookchin, he played every man hard. What about the little guy? Her eyes rolled to another dimension. He wasn't wrong. Her world's got no safety net. I'd say freedom's not free if only the strong get it. Build local democratic structures, everyone shines. No handouts, just hand-ups. Kropotkin, hand-ups. She'd call it charity and Spitfire, but it's about power, tools, not alms. Her world's sharp, winners, losers, nothing between. I'd soften it with solidarity, lifting the whole boat, not just your yacht. Bookchin, she'd say your boat's too crowded. My pitch, take her hatred of bureaucracy. Pure gold, and hit corporations too. Break it down. Worker-run shops, neighborhoods calling shots. That's libertarianism with soul. Kropotkin, soul's what she misses. Her head's turned inward. Even her railroads. Someone laid the tracks, mined the steel. Celebrate that grit. Her novels glorify the top dog. I'd honor the pack, equal and bold. Bookchin, her philosophy's a fortress, not a home. Wallace poked at that. What about love? He was thinking of his cross. She dodged. Love's fine if it's rational. Rational love. I'd say love binds a community, messy and irrational. Kropotkin laughing, kisses tallied in margins. Wallace wanted warmth to soothe the folks at home. Ayn provokes doesn't comfort. I respect that, cold as it is. Blend her fire with our warmth, free and connected. Bookchin, she's a one-spice chef. Self-interest. We'd add cooperation, ecology, humility. Wallace would wonder if we're heretics. I'd hand him a fork, Mike. Try the future, it's tasty. Kropotkin grinning, he'd clutch his cross and pray, but he'd bite. Let's keep dreaming. What's next to nudge Ayn's ideas to fit this lounge? Scene change, the lounge buzzes, air crackling with ideas. Kropotkin's boots are on a cloud ottoman, teacup waving wildly. Bookchin scribbling a manifesto on another napkin, muttering about Randian nonsense. Bookchin, Ayn's obsession with the great individual as demigod. Greatness doesn't need a pedestal. Imagine her Galt teaching others to invent, not hoarding genius. That's a society that hums, not one where a few soar and most grovel. Kropotkin, progress is a chorus, not a solo. Her heroes compose symphonies while others sit in the audience. Let the orchestra play, every baker blacksmith innovating, not just her barons. Bookchin, she'd say bakers stick to bread. My communalism scales freedom, local councils, face-to-face democracy, every voice counts. She'd hate meetings, call them time theft. But seeing people solve problems, no bosses, she might nod. Kropotkin, her moralizing, selfishness is virtue, altruism evil. It's religious, I'd say drop the sermon. Helping's good sense, mutual aid's a toolbox. You want freedom? It lasts longer if your neighbor's free. Bookchin slapping his knee, she fortifies her ego castle. Barbarians come for loners first. Self-interest's real, but ecology shows we're linked. A tree doesn't grow by screwing the soil. Ayn's trees paved the forest for parking lots, Kropotkin chuckling for private jets. Wallace leaned in, trying to crack her shell. That cross, his talisman against her heathen logic. He asked about the unemployed, wanting a flinch. Ayn, cool as ice, they'll figure it out. Bookchin, Wallace fished for compassion. She served Darwinism. Empathy's not a bug, it's a feature. Her system's a scam if it's only for top dogs. Solidarity, not pity. Wallace's cross screamed charity. But we'd do better. Kropotkin, solidarity. She'd gag. Sounds like collectivism. It's not erasing the self, it's strengthening it. Imagine Rourke working with the community, not blowing up his building. Fierce, proud, not solitary. Wallace's cross had calmed down. Bookchin grinning, Wallace had faint if Rourke shook a hand. Her worlds are empty, stage sets for one actor. I'd add messy casts, arguing, collaborating, building real. Keep the drama, lose the one true hero. She'd call it chaos, I'd call it life. Kropotkin, liberty's muddy, tangled, glorious, not her sterile polish. Come to the village square, Ayn. Kids trading apples, old folks swapping stories. That's freedom, not just tycoons signing contracts. Add human grit. Bookchin grits her missing spice. Wallace itched to yell, what about kindness? His cross nodded along. I'd say, Mike, her selfishness overreaches, but charity's got strings. Try cooperation. He'd clutch that necklace tighter. Kropotkin laughing, godless anarchist with no rule book. I'd win him with tea. Ayn spark, collective achievement, not patents. Her anti-coercion, fight all power, not just government. She'd squirm, but see the logic? Maybe. Bookchin, she'd write us as the parasites of utopia. Her individualism rooted, free people tied to land, neighbors, ecosystems. No rootless capitalist jetting to Galt's Gulch. Freedom with roots. Kropotkin, eyes twinkling, freedom with trust. She's paranoid, everyone's a moocher. Trust isn't naive, it's strength. Lift each other up, woven together. Scene change, the lounge is a riot of anarchist energy. Clouds puffing sparks of rebellion. Air humming with debate. Electric whirl of ideas. Kropotkin sprawled on the starry couch, gesturing with a conjured biscuit, crumbs flying like tiny comets of revolt. Bookchin's pacing, waving hands like he's conducting a symphony of ideas, muttering about Rand's skyscraper obsession. His fervor a beacon. Bookchin, Ayn's got no sense of place. Her heroes, nomads in suits, hopping skyscrapers to gulches, no roots, no earth. Freedom's belonging, caring for the dirt under your feet, the ground that holds you. Ground her individualism in community, a forest of lives entwined. Make it live, make it breathe. Kropotkin munching, her world's a blueprint, no soil. Railroads, factories, but no village, no hearth. Freedom's sweetest tied to a place. People you know, not sterile penthouses with cold views. My co-op farm beats her gulch. Ambition with shared harvests, hands in the dirt. She'd call it sentimental drivel. She'd write a 500-page monologue to bury it, her voice a storm. Bookchin snorting drivel? A communist plot denounced in a 500-page monologue. Her vision's metallic? She's allergic to grass, to roots? Drag her to my eco-commune, folks building windmills, not for profit but use for life. Her heroes stay brilliant, not at others' expense, not trampling the rest. Kropotkin, her competition obsession, life's a gladiator arena, only the tough survive, blood on the sand. Ease up, Ayn. Cooperation's the engine. Newton stood on giants' shoulders, not their graves. Compete to better the world, not crush rivals to dust. Dagny running a railroad with workers, not over them, all building together. Bookchin clapping, she'd say Newton should have patented gravity, locked it tight. Her dog-eat-dog's exhausting. A grind. Swap it for collaboration. Artists in a workshop, each adding flair, colors blending. Her greatness is vandalism. One guy painting over all, erasing others. Share the canvas, let it bloom. Kropotkin grinning, you're on fire, comrade. Wallace stuck refereeing Ayn's razor in his Sunday school heart in that 1959 studio, cross glinting at her selfishness creed, asking about the common man, pleading for warmth, for care. Ayn, he's fine if he earns it, her words a lash. Ouch, sharp and cold. Bookchin, Wallace wanted to shout, decency! But stayed cool, steady. That cross, his moral flare gun flashing bright. Mike, you're right to care, but pity's a band-aid, a patch. Systems where everyone's got power. Real stakes, real voice. Wallace would blink like we're aliens, wild and strange. Kropotkin, bearded aliens preaching revolt. He'd think we're a cult, half smiling. But he nudged her, fishing for cracks in that armor. She didn't budge, not an inch. Ayn, your strength's inspiring but incomplete, a half song. Power through others. Like my societies, everyone's got a stake, a hand in the game. She'd scoff. She'd write a 500-page monologue to mock our stakes. Maybe listen. A minute. Bookchin, a minute's generous. She'd bolt to her cloud, cape flapping. Wallace let her talk. Rare patience. Ayn's allergic to vulnerability. Needing others is a sin in her book. A flaw. It's okay to lean. Society's got your back, making us all stronger, lifting all. She'd glare, light a cigarette, smoke curling, Kropotkin laughing, muttering moochers under her breath. Dependence isn't chains, it's threads, weaving us tight, a net of strength. Her novels need packs, not lone wolves, fierce, not grim, alive with trust. Wallace'd nod, cross dimming with relief, a softer glow. Bookchin, her plots, who gets gold, who climbs highest? Make it who builds the future? Clean. Water, green cities, free creators unbound. Her capitalism's a slot machine, rigged, ours a garden, growing for all. She'd hate the dirt under her nails, love the results if she'd look. Kropotkin, a collectivist swamp, she'd see muck, we'd show her flowers, vibrant and free. Her reason needs heart, passion for people, not just ideas. Objectivism's a machine, cold I'd give it a pulse, warm and beating. Heroes fighting for everyone's dreams, epic, human, shared. Bookchin, she fears the mob. They're dreamers like her, she'd see it. Her liberty's half-baked, make it for all, not big ego strutting. Wallace, keep asking hard questions, ditch the guilt, build better than charity or selfishness. He'd ponder, cross-tucked, mind-turning. Kropotkin raising a biscuit to pondering to dreaming. What's next to reforge for this lounge's fire, our starry revolt? Scene changed, the lounge vibrates, a kaleidoscope of fervor and giggles, a radiant whirl of rebel dreams that dance in the air. Kropotkin's crumbs form a utopia in his bushy beard, his hands waving like he's charting a paradise of shared hopes, a map of freedom. Bookchin's perched on the couch's edge, sketching a decentralized city in starry ink, muttering about Ayn's skyscraper obsession, his pencil a wand conjuring worlds unbound. Kropotkin, Ayn's worship of productivity, creating bridges, empires, worlds of iron and ambition. I love the energy, the pulse of making something bold that shakes the earth. But it's narrow. Life's only worth living if you're banking millions, stacking gold high as the stars. Broaden it. Creating stories spun by firelight, songs hummed in open streets, kids laughing in free schools under endless skies. Value poets as much as her tycoons. She'd say poets don't pay bills, her ledger slamming shut with a thud. Bookchin, parasites unless they're selling novels by the crate, raking in coin. Her fetish for output is claustrophobic, a cage squeezing the spirit tight. Keep the drive, but make it liberatory. Community gardens bursting with color, open source tech shared like fresh bread, neighbor-run libraries alive with open minds and chatter. Her heroes churn profits for the elite, ours spark possibilities for all. Same hustle, but with a bigger heart, beating warm for every soul. Kropotkin, her cold calculus. Your worth is your output, measured in coin or steel, a tally of triumphs. People aren't machines. A cobbler stitching shoes for neighbors is as vital as her railroad queen commanding empires across continents. Mutual aid, everyone contributes, weaving a net that holds us close, strong together. Her race to the top becomes a dance, lively, less cutthroat, steps shared by many. A hippie waltz she'd snarl, she'd write a 500-page monologue on its folly, her voice thundering alone. Bookchin cackling, a 500-page monologue, railing against dancing's irrationality, every line a lecture to crush joy. Achievement should serve life, not egos puffed up like storm clouds, blotting out the sun. Her skyscrapers? Soaring, yes. But who cleans the glass? Who pours the concrete that holds them high? Workers aren't props. They're co-authors of the world's great story. Their hands as crucial as any blueprint. A city where builders have a say, she'd hate the noise of all those voices rising, clashing, creating something new. Kropotkin noise? It's a riot of freedom, a symphony of the unbound. Freedom's loud, messy, shared. A chorus, not a solo hymn echoing in silence. Wallace wrestled her logic in that 1959 interview, his cross pulsing like a warning light at her selfishness creed, glowing with unease. Asking about the weak, he was genuinely spooked. Ayn, you're leaving half the world behind in your dust. She didn't blink, rise or fall alone, she said, her voice cool as frost on iron, unyielding. Bookchin clinging to that cross like a lifeline, begging for a drop of mercy, she handed him a manifesto carved in ice, sharp and cold. Her clarity's brutal, a blade that cuts to bone, no compromise. Ayn, your rise or fall talk ignores the rigged game. Scales tip before the race even kicks off, odds stacked high. Co-ops, free schools, shared tools, that's fairness, not handouts tossed from her lofty towers. Wallace would nod, his hand resting on that necklace, eyes searching for a spark of hope. Kropotkin, fairness. She'd spit the word like venom, call it leveling the great to ashes, a betrayal. It's not dragging down, it's lifting everyone. Her meritocracy's a myth when the scales tilt from birth, some starting miles behind. Add trust, nobody's boss, everyone's a builder, hands in the dirt side by side, shaping life. Wallace would like that. His cross wouldn't flash like a warning light anymore, just glow warm and steady, a beacon of possibility. Bookchin, a siren blaring by the end, then fading soft into silence. Wallace thought, Mad Max in fancy suits. Her world a grind of winners crushing losers underfoot. Mike, her vision's harsh, charity's no fix. Empowerment, not crumbs scattered from on high to quiet the desperate. He'd scribble notes for his next interview, mind racing with questions, heart heavy but curious. Kropotkin, scribble and pray under his breath, beads clicking fast in nervous rhythm. Ayn's fearless. I'd warm that fire, not douse its blaze. Her heroes fight for glory. I'd shape a world where glory's not zero-sum. No winners trampling the rest to dust. Rourke designing commune homes. Humble, strong, not ego temples piercing the sky alone, casting shadows. She'd gag at bigger, but it's gain, not loss, Ayn. She'd write a 500-page monologue to scorn it. A world alive and breathing with us all. Bookchin, community's wings, not a leash choking her spark, her light. Her markets, strip the greed, make them local, no vultures circling hungry above. Farmers' markets brimming with life, voices, and color, not Wall Street's cold claw tearing flesh for profit. Her freedom runs past others, leaving dust in their eyes. Ours meets halfway. Libertarianism with a pulse, beating warm and true. She'd need 2 cigarettes to cope. She'd write a 500-page monologue raging at our pulse, puffing furiously through the shock. Kropotkin laughing, and a scowl to match, sharp as a blade, cutting air. We'd win her with results. Happy people, no kings, just neighbors building together, shoulder to shoulder. Novels celebrating shared dreams. We made this, not I conquered all alone. Wallace's cross would sparkle, not with fear but hope for something new, something possible under the wide starry sky. Bookchin, poor Mike would need a stiff drink refereeing us 3 in this starry lounge, his head spinning. What's next to Polish anarchist style? I'm buzzing, ready to dream louder, sketch bolder, shake the heavens. Scene change and anarchist carnival, clouds. Pulse with revolutionary hues, folk tunes humming like a rebel's heartbeat across the cosmos. A song of defiance and hope. Kropotkin's biscuits scatter utopian seeds, each crumb a tiny revolt blooming into dreams. Bookchin's sketches unfurl into a sprawling eco-paradise, every line a dare to break the old world's chains, to build a new under starry skies. Bookchin, Ayn's hero thing, larger-than-life Galt, Rourke, unbendable wills that shake the earth like thunder, raw and bold. Gripping tales but elitist, only her 1% are great. Anointed by ambition, crowned by drive. Heroisms for all, workers fixing pipes in the rain, moms organizing schools for every kid, hands steady and sure. Spread the cape wide, let everyone wear its fire, its warmth, its spark. Kropotkin, heroism perched on a pedestal, reserved for her golden few, gleaming untouchable, distant as stars. My communes show quiet courage. Farmers sharing tools in dawn's light, neighbors rebuilding after storms sweep through unbowed. No greatest, we're all giants in our way, standing tall together, rooted deep. Her liberty's a solo star burning fierce. Mine's a constellation, everyone shines, threads interwoven, alive. Too cozy, she'd sneer. She'd write a 500-page monologue mocking it, her prose a relentless storm. Bookchin, a 500-page monologue, a mediocrity festival denounced with every biting word. Her heroes float, detached, living in a vacuum of their own making, untethered from life. Ground them in process. Greatness is doing with others, not lording above with cold eyes. Architects dream bold, towns co-create with heart. Her monument of ego versus our mosaic of hands joined tight, vibrant, and warm. Meetings? She'd flee, call them soul-draining traps, her heels clicking sharp on the starry floor. Kropotkin, she'd chew nails before sitting through one, spitting sparks like a forge gone wild. Collaboration amplifies, like mutual aid, free as air, yet the work's done better, stronger, with joy woven into every task. Her never surrender fire redirected for collective wins. Dagny's railroad, but workers vote the routes, share the load, build the dream together. Fierce, not a dictator in heels commanding the world with an iron glare. Anarchy, not her favorite word, I wager. She'd write a 500-page monologue cursing it, her eyes narrowing to slits. Bookchin, she'd see chaos and flinch, pen slashing air. We'd show organic order, alive and flowing like a river through green valleys. Her progress? Smoky factories belching profit for the few, choking skies ours. Sun, wind, homes community built, thriving green and open. Conquest versus balance, people, planet woven, both flourishing, both alive. Freedom with a future, not a corner office walled in cold gold. Gleaming empty, echoing. Kropotkin, freedom with a future, stolen, and I'm keeping it for my next book, etched in starlight. Wallace kept cool in that 1959 studio, as Ayn sliced like a katana through his questions, his cross shielding against her self-interest, him, glowing fierce with unease. Asking about sacrifice, begging for a hint of softness. She doubled down, slavery she called it, her voice harsh, honest, a blade to the heart's core, unyielding. Bookchin, out of his depth, but he kept swinging, brave as any. Thought her world a meat grinder chewing the small and humbled to dust. That cross screamed, love thy neighbor, loud as thunder in the studio air echoing wide. Mike, her selfishness is icy. Sacrifice weighs heavy. Skip both, empower instead. Lift together, no martyrs bleeding out for nothing, no lost souls. He'd pray for us, beads clicking, heart racing fast with hope. Kropotkin prayer for anarchists? What a wild, wondrous tale to tell. Wallace's heart wasn't posturing. He wanted her to see the costs, the lives left cold in her shadow, forgotten. Ayn, your clarity cuts too deep. Forced sacrifice stinks, sure, but only the strong mattering? That's worse, a wound unhealed, festering. Solidarity free, valued, no one left behind, all rising. Novels of packs hunting together. Not lone wolves, prowling empty wilds, hungry. Bookchin, her stark deserts. One cactus standing tall, proud, solitary, defiant. Flooded with life, crowds, debates, dreams woven tight as a quilt, warm and strong. Stakes shared, we built this, not I won it all, alone. Wallace would tear up, eyes soft, his cross a Christmas light, twinkling with possibility, not judgment's glare, a new dawn. Kropotkin needs sunglasses for that glow, dazzling bright, a beacon. Ayn makes you believe. Her heroes defy everything, gods of their own fate, unbowed, radiant. Harness that, defy power, not people. Nobody crushed, not by states, bosses, or her great men striding above, casting shadows. Rebel soul with friends, she'd balk, call it soft. She'd write a 500-page monologue to scorn it, her eyes flashing like storm clouds, electric. Bookchin, knitting sweaters for the revolution, she'd mock. Voice dripping with scorn, biting, tough love. Communities stand firm, no kings to bow to, no thrones to climb or defend. Capitalism's fist opens to a hand. Creating, sharing, building side by side, equal. Reason made social. Solving life's puzzles together, not alone in silence. Her brain, our heart, she'd chain smoke through that pitch, coughing dissent, brow furrowed, smoke curling. Kropotkin raising a biscuit, sparks and fire ablaze for all to warm by to dance around. What's another piece to reshape for our starry carnival? Our endless revolt. Scene change, a whirlwind of glee. Clouds shimmer with revolt. Biscuits and ideas thick as a rebel's heart, pulsing with life. Kropotkin's plate is a masterpiece. Crumbs falling like revolutionary snow. Each flake a dream of freedom. Bookchin sketches spill off the table. Eco-villages and free councils drawn in starry ink. A testament to dreams unbound. A canvas of hope. Kropotkin. Ayn's absolutism, selfishness is king. Anything else betrayal, a fall from grace. Granite ideas unyielding carved in stone. Relax, Ayn, life's not black or white, not a duel. Love your own soul and your neighbors, both fierce. Keep your clarity but add flexibility. Freedom bends like trees in a storm, rooted yet alive. She'd insist trees should stand rigid. she'd write a 500-page monologue on their proud lone defiance, her voice unbowed. Bookchin, a cathedral to the great eye. Remodeling's a sin in her gospel, a heresy. Absolutism's a cage, locking the spirit behind bars. Keep the passion, let it flow, my communalism finds balance. Individuals shine bright in a shared dance of life, steps interwoven. No picking self or society, blend them into something alive, something breathing. Her sprint to glory, our relay of hands, she'd call it handout scampering in sneakers, her scorn sharp. Kropotkin, a lone runner torching the tracks behind her, flames high. A principle's a gift, make it breathe, grow like my mutual aid networks, branching wide. Picture Rourke, her architect hero, tweaking his grand dreams with ideas from the town, bold as ever but less brittle, enriched. Mob surrender, she'd cry, her voice sharp as a blade, cutting air. Bookchin, a town hall's a guillotine to her sacred ego, a chop to greatness. Input from all, that's raw strength. Her statues of heroes cold and distant, I'd melt into flesh. Driven, open, alive with purpose. Innovate together, like hackers sharing code freely, not patenting every spark to hoard. Her vault of genius, our workshop of fire, forge something new, something shared. Kropotkin, forge, yes, a blaze for all. Wallace held his ground in that 1959 studio against her fencing, that cross necklace twinkling as she praised reason over faith, unyielding. He asked about helping others, craving a touch of softness, a hint of warmth. Ayn smirked, only if it serves me, her words brutal, clear, frosty nerve that chills the bones, a winter's bite. Bookchin, an Arctic blast cutting through the studio, ice in the air. Wallace chipped at her frost with a dull spoon, his cross screaming for compassion, for heart. Mike, her world stark, helping's a chore to her, a burden. Make it joy, teaming up for fun, not duty, not chains. That cross-rubbing, muttering about sinners in the haze, seeking light. Kropotkin, sinners, us and proud. He wasn't fishing for traps, he saw her ideas cost, the cold they leave. Her courage is gold but lonesome, like a lighthouse with no ships to guide, just waves. Nobody's chained. Connecting's the real power, the true spark. My communes thrive on choice, freedom woven with friendship, warm and strong. Her novels, solitary titans mine, we're unbreakable together. She'd burn my book in a heartbeat. She'd write a 500-page monologue to justify the flames, her pen a torch. Bookchin, objectivist kindling for her righteous fire, a bonfire of our pages. Loneliness is her kryptonite. Her heroes are islands sinking under their own weight, isolated. Build bridges to people, to purpose, defiance as a collective roar, voices united. Say no to bosses together. Eco-cities where everyone rebels for clean air, good food, life itself. Her middle finger to the world versus our raised fist. Wallace's cross nods, caught in the rhythm of our song. Kropotkin, neck brace needed for that clash, that storm of wills. Ayn's lightning, it makes you alive, heart racing, pulse pounding. Share that spark, all for all, a fire shared. A train crashes, the community rebuilds. Hands on the rope, not a king atop the hill lording over. Sentimental tug of war, she'd scoff. She'd write a 500-page monologue mocking our pull, rolling her eyes at our heart. Bookchin, she'd trademark the rope and sell tickets to the match, profit in her gaze. Her human potential, locked for the elite few, a gated summit. Trust the ordinary. Farmers, coders, kids, they're creators too, their hands vital. Give them room to soar, from a rocket's blaze to a forest, wild and alive, breathing free. Her vision's a skyscraper piercing, ours is soil deep and giving, nurturing all. Kropotkin raising a biscuit, soil, sparks and poets, our anthem. Her truth's ruthless, no sugarcoating, just the blade, honed sharp, widen it. Truth's a web, people, ecosystems, all linked, all alive. Freedom's honest about connection, not a solo hymn echoing empty. What's next to reweave for our starry lounge, our endless revolt? Scene change, an anarchist utopia. Clouds scream rebellion, the air thick with the warm scent of bread and revolution's wild perfume, a pulse of defiance and possibility. Kropotkin's biscuits refilled by magic, crumbs flying like chaos's conductor. Each speck a note in a symphony of freedom, soaring high. Bookchin's sketches tower, blueprints for a freer world. Each line a dare to dream bigger, bolder, brighter, a challenge to the stars. Bookchin, Ayn's ownership, Her holy grail, mine, mine, mine. A chant of possession that echoes like a drum. Nobody wants theft, but owning's not freedom. It's fencing off life's gifts, hoarding the sun's light, the earth's bounty. Loosen the grip. Freedom's the commons. Open parks where laughter spills free. Not penthouses guarded by cold gold, gleaming with exclusion. Everyone's richer when we share the view, the breeze, the world's beating heart. Kropotkin, a fortress mentality. Castle, moat, drawbridge up, locking the heart tight in stone. Walls trap the spirit. Her heroes should steward land, tools, ideas, not claim them like trophies to polish. Nobody owns rivers. We all drink. We all thrive, connected. Mutual aid, sharing's our strength. Imagine Galt teaching engines to all, not selling them for profit to the highest bidder. Diluting greatness she'd spit, she'd write a 500-page monologue on it. Her glare fierce as a storm, her words a deluge. Bookchin, she'd trademark greatness and charge royalties by the word. A toll on glory. Responsibility's real. Own your choices, stand tall. But belong, don't possess, don't clutch tight. Grow food, power homes, make art, not to claim but to live, to breathe free, to be. Turn ledgers into gardens. Suckers don't negotiate, she'd sneer. Lighting another cigarette, smoke curling like her scorn, sharp and biting. Kropotkin, starry-eyed fools dancing in the mud, she'd call us, her voice dripping disdain. Her tycoons guard empires with iron gates. Open them wide, let the air in, let life flow. Freedom's shared, not locked away. Greatness grows when it spreads, like seeds on the wind, blooming wide. Markets, keep them fair, local, no monopolies. A Shark Tank turned bazaar. No one drowns, all barter and bloom alive. Hustle meets harmony, not her cutthroat race where only one stands. She'd write a 500-page monologue scorning our trade, her pen a whip. Bookchin, harmony, collectivist syrup, she'd gag, choking on the very word, her throat tight. Wallace sweated in that 1959 studio, his cross vibrating like a tuning fork as she trashed altruism, shredding it to ribbons. Greater good, he begged for a scrap of kindness, a hint of heart, his voice earnest. Ayn, it's a miss, she said. Her spine like steel, unbent, unwavering, a tower of conviction piercing the sky. Bookchin, it was chess with a flipped board. His cross anchored to her selfishness, his virtue claim, trembling under her gaze. Bend a little, Ayn. Wallace's worry's not wrong. The greater good can be bossy, heavy-handed. Oh, wait. Mutual good, everyone wins, no saints bleeding, no martyrs falling in silence. A Hail Mary's coming, Mike, hold tight, brace for the storm of her will. Kropotkin guts, she never backed down, not an inch, not a breath. Her strength's electric, a lightning bolt splitting the dark, but lonely. No one's forced to serve, helping's a choice free and clear from the soul. My commune's help from heart, not pre-skilled trips or dogma's chains, but love. Pride plus spirit, unstoppable, like a river carving stone, relentless, alive. Burn the commune, she'd roar, torch in hand, eyes blazing with fire untamed. Bookchin, she'd build a factory on the ashes, smokestacks high, profits hymn. Islands sink, bridges connect, defiance as a collective chant, voices rising unbroken. Say no together. A rebellion's choir, eco-cities where all fight for what's vital, for air, for life, for joy. Wallace's cross hums caught in our song's wild beat, swaying to the rhythm of our shared revolt. Kropotkin, her clarity cuts, no fluff, just edge, a blade of truth forged hot. Aim wider, everyone's dream, not one's soul's. Her prose crackles like fire, but we're not cogs in her machine, not gears. We're builders, hands dirty, hearts full, crafting life together. Betrayal of the soul, she'd hiss. She'd write a 500-page monologue slashing at us, her pen a sword, each stroke a wound. Bookchin, Moocher's manifesto. We'd be her villains, cast in her next epic, scorned forever. Souls found, reason lights every path, achievement that regenerates, that grows. Green roofs, clean rivers, people running the show, free and bold, unchained. Bulldozer to seed, her vision meets our roots, alive and growing deep in the earth's embrace. Kropotkin raising a biscuit, life's symphony. She plays one note, sharp and lone, piercing. Trust, rebels with allies, not a tower but a web, woven strong, holding all, lifting all. What's next to shape for this lounge's endless fire, our starry revolt, our boundless dream? Scene change, a vibrant playground.
Clouds pulse with defiance, biscuits and radical dreams humming like a cosmic tune, alive with possibility, a melody of revolt. Kropotkin's plate is a shrine, crumbs forming constellations of rebellion, each speck a star blazing with hope. Bookchin sketches collage into a masterpiece. Communes, green tech, a note scrawled in bold, Ayn needs trees, a plea for roots. Kropotkin, Ayn's happiness, her heroes chase joy, building empires that scrape the sky, bold and towering, not doer monks fasting in gloom, denying life's pulse. But it's selfish, you climb over others, boots on backs, heedless. Joy shared laughter, a street full of friends, a festival, not half the trophies ahoy.
They clink biscuits one last time, laughter a cosmic explosion, lounge glowing, a world where Rand's fire meets their roots, freedom a circle, not a throne. Clouds part, they lean back, stars hum a tune of revolt and hope, eternal, unbroken.